The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Jesus went out to the mountain to pray, and he spent the night in prayer to God. And when day came, he called his disciples and chose 12 of them, whom he also named apostles. Simon, whom he named Peter, and his brother Andrew, and James, and John, and Philip, and Bartholomew, and Matthew, and Thomas, and James, son of Alphaeus, and Simon, who was called the Zealot, and Judas, son of James, and Judas Iscariot, who became a traitor. Jesus came down with them and stood on a level place, with a great crowd of his disciples and a great multitude of people from all Judea, Jerusalem, and the coast of Tyre and Sidon. They had come to hear him and to be healed of their diseases, and those who were troubled with unclean spirits were cured, and all in the crowd were trying to touch him, and power came out of him and healed all of them. The Gospel of the Lord.
My dear brothers and sisters, I'm very thankful that even in this time of the pandemic, we're able to gather together to celebrate the 100th anniversary today of the founding of the Legion of Mary, which has played such an important role in the apostle of the Church throughout the world, and in this diocese and dioceses across Canada as well. So I'm very thankful for the presence of members of Presidium from across the diocese, some but not a great deal, and has difficulty traveling, but also the priests who are present with us today and are connected to the Legion of Mary in some form, especially through their parishes. And again, I'm very thankful that we're able to do this, scaled down from what we usually would have done, but still great significance that we're able to offer Mass and to mark something that is so important for us, even in a time of great difficulty, for something that is so central to the charism of the Legion of Mary. 100 years ago today in Dublin, they met for the first time, the first Presidium, and it's good for us to recall that it was a time of great turmoil and suffering as well in Dublin and in Ireland. The War of Independence was just coming to an end. In fact, a truce had just been signed after so much difficulty and so much bloodshed, and the fruits of that would probably not see real solidity until sometime later in December. And so after the First World War, this great suffering that came upon the country of Ireland, and in the very midst of that, this first Presidium started, which then spread throughout Ireland and throughout the world. And it's so important for us because, as the Gospel even says today, the Legion of Mary plays such a role and has played such an important role of being the face of Christ that is sent out after prayer together in the Presidium, gathered together once a week in prayer, sent out so that the face of Christ can be with those who suffer the most, and in their families and in their homes, with the visitations that take place, which is so difficult now for home visitations, but even for the nursing home visitations, which are almost impossible in some places. And to recognize that, especially in the Church where the Legion has been so strong, how important that aspect of the apostolate, which we as bishops and priests and all those in the Church cherish so much as precious, because those have been chosen and inspired by the Holy Spirit, first of all, to gather together in prayer, to support one another in prayer, and then to go out and to give that face of Christ to the community, and especially those, as Jesus sees today, who are suffering from unclean spirits, from poverty, and so many things, above all, from being distanced from Christ. And to bring that image and to bring that Christ to them and to bring them back within the fold of the Church. So we offer Mass today, a special votive Mass for the Blessed Virgin, in thanksgiving for so many graces, So many fruits that have been born quietly, that only God knows of, in the hearts of those who've been members of the Legion of Mary, and for those they've served. They brought Christ to, brought back to the church, with the graces of salvation that are there for us.